So a few weeks ago, it was announced that Disney and the BBC had struck a deal for the streaming rights of Doctor Who. This means that for the new seasons of Doctor Who, Disney Plus will become its exclusive home everywhere outside of the UK and Ireland. Historically, Doctor Who had been distributed through the likes of BBC America, but this is a pretty huge, unexpected deal made by the BBC. For viewers outside of the UK, the BBC is a publicly owned company for which UK residents have to pay a TV licence, which goes towards the BBC budget. With the BBC striking a deal with a company like Disney over its distribution, it's a pretty big change of direction for them. However, this deal doesn't just cover how viewers outside the UK and Ireland can watch Doctor Who. The Doctor Who deal with Disney is also a co-production deal, with Disney co-financing the show for the distribution rights, as well as some other form of creative input. This is the second company that's confirmed to have creative input in the series going forward, with production company Bad Wolf becoming the co-producer of Doctor Who from 2023 onwards. Bad Wolf was founded by Julie Gardner and Jane Tranter, who both played massive parts in reviving Doctor Who back in 2005, as well as launching other shows such as Torchwood and the Sarah Jane Adventures. And as mentioned earlier, Disney is expected to put forward a considerable amount of money behind financing the new seasons of Doctor Who for the foreseeable future. Industry Insider Broadcast estimated that with Disney's involvement, Doctor Who's current budget of around £1 to £3 million per episode could triple to around £10 million, which would be an insane budget increase. I'm a little skeptical about Doctor Who getting around £10 million per episode, but to be fair, with the likes of Andor getting around $15 to $25 million per episode, it's clear that Disney is hell-bent on blowing through their stockpile of cash to populate Disney Plus with fresh content. Either way, it's pretty clear that this new era of Doctor Who is going to be a lot different to any era we've seen before. The series has always made the most of its budget when it came to special effects, which I suppose in a way added to its charm. However, for a show that is literally all about time and space, the budget it's had over the years has certainly held it back from really exploring its unique sci-fi universe. As I said in my last Doctor Who video, I'm really excited about this new era under Russell T Davies. Whether you loved or hated his time as the showrunner between 2005 to 2010, you cannot deny that this was arguably the show's most popular period in terms of capturing the attention of mainstream audiences. And I think a big reason for this was Davies really nailed the world building and characters. Post Davies, I felt like each season of Doctor Who was a little disconnected, and the sense of the Whoverse wasn't there compared to seasons 1 to 4. With this increase in the budget, as well as the return of Russell T Davies and David Tennant, it truly does feel like we're about to see a soft reboot of the series. The amount of potential the show has, despite it being on the air since 1963, is a testament to how unique its universe is. This is such an iconic series, however, with it historically being left in the hands of the BBC, the show has never prioritised building a global audience. Whilst the idea of Disney having some creative input might cause some fans to be a little nervous, especially with the mouse having its fingers in every entertainment property imaginable.
Who here thought they had permission to say anything critical of Chinese politics?
It is a pretty huge deal for Disney to oversee Doctor Who's visibility in over 100 markets outside the UK and Ireland. And to be honest, with how the Doctor Who property has been handled these past 5 years, its audience figures and quality have certainly stagnated and declined. Ironically, since the departure of Russell T Davies and David Tennant, the buzz the show once had steadily died down. The scope of Doctor Who has always been limited due to it being solely produced by a publicly owned company in the BBC. Doctor Who has such a unique universe filled with a stupid amount of aliens and races. I've always felt that the one thing the show has lacked is to properly flesh out its universe, and perhaps the lack of budget it's had might have been one of the things holding it back. I always found stuff like the Shadow Proclamation to be such a cool concept from Davies' era of Doctor Who, which really added to the universe building, and so I hope aspects like that are brought back and kept around in this new era of Doctor Who. With the money Disney is reportedly putting down on the table, especially with how desperate they are to constantly put new content on Disney Plus, I do think this is a very exciting time for the series. It's easily the most excited I've been for Doctor Who in a long time. For all of you Doctor Who fans out there, how do you feel about the show getting that Disney Plus money going forward? Comment down below. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.